Hello everyone. So here we are going to start with the biostatistics class. This is your unit 1. This is the syllabus for your unit 1. So in this unit you will be studying importance and applications. So here in this unit you'll be having tabulation and classification of data, frequency distribution and graphical distribution of data. So here we are going to start with definition of the statistics. The definition says that statistics is the science which deals with methods of collection, classification, presentation, comparison and interpretation of numerical data. So this is very important. Statistics deals with only with the numerical data. So you can just collect them, you can classify, you can present, you can comparison and you can interpret only the numerical data, not the theoretical one. So here we have a note. Statistical conclusions gives appropriate result. That is, the results that has been got from statistical conclusions will be appropriate. Statistics does not deal with individual facts. So they won't deal with individual facts. It deals only with the aggregate facts. Statistics helps in studying relationship between different factors. You can study the relationship between the different factors. Statistics simplifies complexity of the data. So definition of the biostatistics. It is the branch of applied statistics. So this is biostatistics is not a pure statistics. So it is a applied statistics. So directed towards applications in health science and biology. This is the applied statistics which deals with the applications of health science and biology, or this can also be stated as biostatistics is simply statistics as applied to the biological science, health and medicine. So this is the very important concept in statistics, that is the data type. So without the data you can't do any calculations, any conclusions in the statistics. So this is gathering data, that is the collection of data, is the very important step in statistics. So here we are going to study the different types of data. Data are the observations of the random variables made on the elements of a population. So among some of the population, so you will observe the different random variables. So that is called as a data or sample data or the quantities. So sample data in the sense they may be either numbers or it can be qualities measured or it can be an observed numbers or qualities that are to be collected or analyzed. So collection of data. So here we have a definition of a collection of data. The process of conducting this statistical inquiry and counting or measuring the data is called collection of data. So you have to observe the definition. The process of conducting this statistical inquiry, that is you will be conducting some of the statistical inquiries and you may count or you can measure the data. So this process we call it as collection of data. So next we have a note. Collection of data is the primary step of the statistical inquiry. So this is the first step in the statistics here, that is the collection of data. So and the care to be taken in collection of data, because the facts in the collection of data leads to error in the conclusion. So if you have any errors in collecting the data, so this will appropriately, the conclusions will be the wrong. So this will entirely the process will be entirely sophisticated in this collection of data. That is, if you have not taken any care, so the conclusions will be wrong, because this leads to error at the end of the problem here. So here we have a types of collection of data. There are two types of collection of data. One is primary data and the secondary data. So primary data in the sense data which has been collected from first hand experience is known as primary data. And these three are the methods of collection of primary data. So first one is the observation method. So you can collect the data through the observation, or else you can make an interview with the person to collect the data, or you can prepare the questionnaires for the collection of data. These three are the three methods of collecting the primary data, that is observation method, interview method and through the questionnaires. So here we have a secondary data. So secondary data, it means that is already available. The data which is already available is called as secondary data. That is, they refer to the data which have already been collected and analyzed by someone else, or data which is collected from the materials in published record is called secondary data. So or else data you can collect from published records, and secondary data may either be published data or unpublished data. So it can be published or it can be unpublished also. Usually published data are available in technical and trade journals. So you can collect the secondary data from the technical and trade journals. Technical in the sense you can just Google them, or you can go to some of the journals over there and you can collect the information, or it's already published data like books, magazines and newspapers, etc. So from these sources also you may get the secondary data. The sources of unpublished data may be found in diaries also, letters, unpublished biographies and the autobiographies. These are the various sources of unpublished data. So next we have a classification of data. The process of grouping or sorting out the collected data according to certain common properties is called classification of data here. So classification of, in the sense when you have a set of data, so you will be grouping them depending upon some of the properties. So that is called as classification of data. So there are 4 types of classification data. The first one is geographical classification. When data are classified with reference to geographical locations such as country, state, cities, district, etc., it is known as geographical classification. It is also known as spatial classification. So next we have a chronological classification. When data are grouped according to time, such a classification is known as chronological classification. So in this classification, data are classified in ascending or descending order with reference to time, year, months, weeks, etc. It is also called as temporal classification. So next we have a third classification, that is the qualitative classification. In this classification, data are classified on the basis of some attributes or qualities like honesty, beauty, intelligence, literacy, martial status, religion, gender, etc. So based on this quality, so you will be grouping the data. The last one is the quantitative classification. So in this case, the data are classified according to quantitative measurements like age, height, marks, weight, income, etc. So here you have 4 types of classification of data. The first one is geographical classification, which depends upon the place like country, states, cities, district, etc. So next one is the chronological classification. Chronological classification in the sense you can classify the time according to the time. So here you have an example, that is time in the sense it may be years, months or weeks also. So this is also called as the temporal classification. Qualitative classification. So depending on the quality of some of the items, you can classify the data. So like this, intelligence, literacy, it can be martial status, religion, gender, etc. These are the qualities. Depending upon them, so you can just bifurcate or classify the data. So here you have an quantitative classification. So here these are the examples for an quantitative classification: age, height, marks, weight, income, etc. So next here we have tabulation, systematic arrangement of the classified data. So here in the previous steps, you have studied 4 types of classification of data. So if you arrange them in a systematic way in rows or columns, that is called tabulation. So here we have an example for the geographical classification. As I already told you, geography in the sense you will be classifying the data based on the district, cities, some of the places. So here we have an example of production of paper in various states like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu as follows. So here we have presented in terms of a tabulation So here the different states we have, and the production of paper in millions of tons they have given here. So this is called the geographical classification. Here you can say in Andhra Pradesh production of paper will be 20 million tons. So in Karnataka the production of paper may be million tons, that is 18 million tons. Similarly in Kerala it's 10 million tons, Maharashtra 19 million tons, and Tamil Nadu it's 18 million tons. This is called the tabulation based on the geographical classification. This is one of the example. So next we have a chronological classification. Chronological classification means, so it depends on the time. So you can see here the students studying in a college may be represented during this year, that is 1966 to 1970 is as follows. So here we have a year and the number of students in that particular year. Here from the period 1966 to 1967, so we can say that for example 750 students in this year. And similarly in 1967 to 1968 you can say some 810 students. So here you can see, so here they have arranged in a chronological way, that is from this year to this year. So we can say some of the examples for the number of students, that is in this year you may have 750 students. So in this range of period you may have 810 students. In this period of time you have 880 students. So similarly in this period of time you have 920 students. So this is, so in an ascending order you can see here from 66 to 67, 67 to 68, 68 to 69, 69 to 70. So this is in order. Okay, you may arrange in a ascending order or it can be in a descending order. So chronological classification is based on the time. So next we have an example for qualitative classification. Qualitative in the sense depending upon some quality, so you can just classify the given data here. So here we have an example for the qualitative classification. Classification of population according to the quality like gender, it can be literacy, or it can be classified based on employment also is as follows. This is one of the best example for qualitative classification. So here we have a set of population. So in that you can bifurcate into males and females. In males you may have literates or illiterates. In females we have literates as well as illiterates. Again in literates, so you can see some of the employed people and some of the unemployed. Similarly in illiterates also you can see some of the employed people as well as some of the unemployed people. Similarly in females also, so you have illiterates, and in that again we have two bifurcation, that is employed and unemployed. And again in females you have an illiterates, so again that has been bifurcated into two categories, that is employed and unemployed people. So here next we have an example for the quantitative classification. So here you can see the students of the college is classified according to the marks obtained in the test. That is, you can see here these are the marks obtained from 0 to 20. The number of students is 30, and the marks obtained from 20 to 40, the number of students is again 40. So this is like quantity. So these many students are taken the marks between 20 to 40, and again between 40 to 60 some of 58 students are taken the marks between 40 to 60, and 60 to 80 marks are scored by some of 23 students. So similarly 80 to 100, for example let us say we have only 10 students. So you can see here, so in the previous example that is in chronological classification, this is according to the time they have classified here. So here from this year to this year we have these many students, but in this example the number of students who have scored marks between 0 to 20 or 20 to 40 is given by these many students. So this is not depending upon the time, it's just a quantity. So